Stand your ground, yeah. Stand your ground. Stand your ground, yeah, yeah. Much too late to try and walk it back. You know that the vault caught every last second of that. Hit a man's link and felt like you were free to talk shit and threaten. Told everyone you were getting your record expunged to get you a weapon. Talking reckless and threatening to end people's lives. Said go ahead and call them, the police will be on your side. Talking stupid shit about rapid fire and a muzzle loader, never even considering how this would go over. Said pull up in my town again and see what happens. Threatening to kill a man for saying he would give you the chance to slap him. Went live again with your big yellow face all in the camera. Pull up again, motherfucker, I dare you. You said you would blow his goddamn brains out. You would claim that you feared for your life and stand your ground. That's all you would need to beat a murder charge in your whole hometown. Stand your ground. Ain't what you think. Hard to claim fear for your life after you hit the man's link. You talk tough and brag for months about slapping him. Now you think you can say that your fear for your life is justification for capping him. Stand your ground. Ain't what you think. You can't go from the aggressor to the victim in a blink. It was all fun and games when you were calling him triple slap, but he is gonna have the last laugh while you get them cheeks clapped. Of course you tried to play it off with your troll shit, realizing terroristic threats weren't gonna fly as a skit. Take the video down and reach for that victim card, knowing your snitch ass wouldn't last 2 days behind bars. Get back up on alive and commit the crime. Today you were getting jumped, back then you did it for rhyme. Petitioning the courts to get your gun rights back while actively plotting to murder a man with a gap. Go ahead and take it down, cause the vault will always bring it back. Crying about 4 computers downloading all your shit, yeah. Turned it over to the DA with her own special copy, just doing my part. Fuck you, John, this Johnny. Always lying to your chat, talking about you ain't worried, but you sure did drop that cash app in a hurry. He begging for help with these new legal fees. Last month you were acting rich, flexing the measly 12 G's, flaunting the used Jeep and $1,000 bike. Now you can't cash to check your mouth, road tough guy. Big mad in the videos threatening to take a man's life. Them boys in county would take your ass, and that Hep-C would take your wife. Stand your ground. Ain't what you think. No one forced you to hit that man's lane. All up in your feels with murder on your mind. Now the only thing getting killed is what's left of your behind. Stand your ground. Ain't what you think. Now you were facing some time up in the clink, getting punched and slapped in themselves while you were washing some dudes' drawers in the sink.
It sounds fucking crazy.
Yeah, we way back in them sticks, them redneck honkies in them hicks. We pull out burning rubber cause we drift, and yo, we getting it in. I pull out 4, I stuck, I let it spin. I'm standing on 10, whip a Chevy like a Benz. I'm riding with my friends, I'm flying around the bend. I'm redneck ballin', I ain't even being men. I'm glad they ain't my kin. They never took a spin through the land where you'll find them rednecks and them honkies in them small town. Formed by a river that flows down from the mountain. I've been known to talk ripping hogs, let them jump out the fountain. I'm known to drive a square body through town like a stallion. And I'm king of the trail, need me a first place medallion. I'm getting it in down the mountain like I'm Jake breaking, double clutching, and I'm hauling ass, dodging weight station. If I miss a gear, then I ain't never slowing down. Square body hauling, square body breaks. Yeah, we went back in them sticks, them redneck honkies in them hicks. We pull out burning rubber cause we drift, and yo, we getting it in. I pull out 4, I stuck, I let it spin. I'm standing on 10, whip a Chevy like a Benz. I'm riding with my friends, I'm flying around the bend. I'm redneck ballin', I ain't even being men. I'm glad they ain't my kin. They never took a spin through the land where you'll find them rednecks and them honkies in them hicks. I'm headed back from Carolina to the 10 again. When I'm in my county, yeah, I'm often stacking dividends. Painting walls, fixing cars, doing shows, packing bars, trying to be a motherfucking redneck superstar. Trying to build my truck, I break everything with super parts. Did a show in town and I was signing squatted shopping carts. Blizzard came in, then I had to go get down with them groundhog tires, pushing snow on the way back in them sticks. Them redneck honkies in them hicks. We pull out burning rubber cause we drift. And yo, we getting it in. I pull out 4, I stuck, I let it spin. I'm standing on 10, whip a Chevy like a Benz. I'm riding with my friends, I'm flying around the bend. I'm redneck ballin', I ain't even being mean. I'm glad they ain't my kin. They never took a spin through the land where you'll find them rednecks and them honkies in them hicks.
Oh man, that's Shaka Hustle Man. Not to be confused with B Millie. B Millie is no longer, well, I guess ETHG is no longer a thing. But yeah, y'all should check Shaka out. He's pretty cool, man. You can at least tell he loves what he's doing. And Rusty, that shit's a banger. And I got to preview something last night with an old collaboration that's coming up. That's another banger. Johnny might not be happy about that one. Yeah, just real fast, impromptu. I was gonna make a video, and y'all tell me it's hotter than a 5-peckered weasel here lately, and my face is hurting me, and all kinds of shit. I've got a fan on, so if that fan's loud as shit, y'all let me know, and I'll suffer with some more fan noise or without fan. So I was gonna make a video. I watched Johnny's video when I got up this morning. Some shit. It's so fucking. I don't know, man. The hypocrisy is crazy, and this is nothing new. We all know this shit, and but I don't know if anybody's ever put this in a thing. Anyway, you'll see. It's not gonna take long. I was gonna make a video. I was gonna do it in a live format and just post it, but then I'll do it now. Anyway, glad to see some of y'all this morning with no notice. And appreciate Miss Vicky sending out links. Thank you, Miss Vicky. I'll say hi to y'all that have come in the morning. Apple Strudel, what's up? How are you? Hope everything's good overseas. There's Christy Yant. If you want to fancy it up, you just say Yant. And then, of course, we got Miss Vicky's in the house. And she's, of course, the welcoming committee. What's the cruise director's name on... what's the soap opera that had the was it The Love Boat? Who was the cruise director? That's Miss Vicky. She's the cruise director of the whole thing, the coordinator. All right, let's see. So yeah, Yant's here, or Yant for fancy, I guess. Let's see. I saw Joe Bear down here. There's old Drewski. What's up, Drew? Man, hope you're doing good. Drew I heard he's putting together petitions about his line of work. There's this idiot, I guess, apparently, that's also in that line of work, and it's giving people a bad name. So I think they're trying to get that dude out of there. And yes, I'm kidding, dude. Don't think that's a joke, dude. That's a joke. Haha. You know. There's old Joe. What's up, Joseph? What's up, Carolyn? How are you? Good to see you. Let's see. Cajun 21 dealer. How are you, ma'am? Haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing well. There she is. Shit. There's old Jay Press. Jay Press was he went from being the biggest wimp in damn Paintsville to all of a sudden somebody's scared to death of him. So he said we're not far off from silverware. I don't pay attention to shit anymore. I used to, and you know what? Fuck. I mean, there's nothing we can do. What are we gonna do? Have an opinion about it? You know? It's crazy. Let's see, what's Miss Vicky saying over here? Did I not sorry to hear official report? Oh yeah, Drago will be here soon too. All right, so say hello again. Hope everybody's good. Johnny posted live, okay, and we we all know that. I mean, this is the same song and dance over and over and over again. But I wanted to lay something out that I don't know that anybody's ever really laid out before. I actually took notes on this shit too, so I could do this pretty quickly. Let's see here. I don't think I've messed anything up yet either. The one thing that I did want to say before I got started is this whole business with and look, I've laughed about it. It's all fun and everything. But this whole constant narrative of people talking about this person is a pedophile, this one's a pedophile, this and that. Y'all got to stop doing that shit. Because I was thinking about it. It's the more you say it, the more you're kind of normalizing this shit. And that should be a horrible fucking word. Me personally, I don't think there's any sort of treatment or any sort of way forward for a pedophile. I think if you do something like that it's broken, and I don't think that it's able to be fixed. I think the only fix is 2 bullets to the back of the brain. So again, the nature of it's obviously serious, and we're out here, people of this one's that a pet, of this one's that one, with no proof, with no nothing. And again, yes, a lot of people are trolling, but I mean, in a lot of areas, and I've harped on this the other night, that going back to the whole thing with that old gay man making the fake pedophile website and putting Power Stroke on there. And the thing is, all you have to do is one person has to believe it. And people feel so strongly about that topic that people kill other people. Vigilante justice. It's even celebrated in prison, that culture. And it's a lot of people don't have a problem with it all. They'll turn a blind eye. So I hate that being thrown around. That Tennessee, one of the Tennessees in Johnny's chat was talking about that, and it's just become, they were talking about Triple T's being a pedo, and lately PBR was saying that Triple T was a pedo, and it's just it's ridiculous. I'd like to see that. Who the fuck am I? I don't know. I just think it's bad news. I think it's gonna go nowhere good. Let's see. What's up, Christina Renee? Good to see you. Who else is in here? Cajun 21 Dealer says, I agree it waters down the word, and it's a terrible thing to be falsely accused of. Absolutely. I don't, even my worst enemy, I would never agree or call somebody that without proof, without factual proof. Anyway, going forward, this is I'm just gonna play some of old Johnny's live and some of the things he said. It's not gonna take long. We'll just go through it real quick.
Got you, Wallet. I seen your little short clip. Oh, he says that people come to his whole hometown and he gets mad about when somebody comes to his whole hometown. Motherfucker, I didn't go to nobody's whole hometown in the first place. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I was driving there just for the shits and giggles of it like you all do, okay? I wasn't. That's the point of that. That's crazy, man. Like y'all insinuating some shit like that.
No. I mean, he kind of did, didn't he? Like, I mean, well, I think there was something. I mean, to be clear, there was there's that Nuggy guy, which I'm not real sure who he is. Apparently, Johnny was on his bike and somewhere near the vicinity of this dude's house. I don't know. But, as normal, Johnny's going to go through here and talk about
that. That's the thing, too. Exactly, Charles. I can go any fucking where I want to go, right? But I ain't going out fucking with people like you all do, though.
Yeah, I know.
One time, it's been 3 years ago, I went into somebody's town. Just because they'd come into my town 4 fucking times.
4 times.
I went into their town because they told me to. They told me to. Gotcha, Wallet. You told me to. Yeah. You even went on someone's live panel and said, you told me to go to your fucking dad's house.
Yeah.
Then played the victim.
Yep.
He went to my dad's house, my dad's house. He's going to my dad.
Yep.
You dumb motherfucker. You're the one that tell me to go there. You should go there and tell them that I'm recording them without them knowing it. Then played victim, bro.
All right. So going back to that whole thing and Johnny being innocent and this whole thing and there was actually a lawsuit, or not a lawsuit, but some criminal charge, a criminal complaint that was filed on the Gotcha Man from Johnny over this whole visits to his hometown. And here's the thing. This is one of the main things that I wanted to point out. All right. There are people on the internet, on YouTube, that are good at trolling. And then there's other people that are not good. And then you got some people that are good, like that softcore MMA guy. He can troll real good, and he'll tell you all about it. He'll tell you all about his trolling. The idea behind the troll is you don't have to tell anybody about it, okay? And when it comes to that scenario with Johnny, he could not wait to be the victim fast enough to even check out and make sure that this information is correct. He's got enough of it to where it looks like, that this has happened and it's the worst case scenario, and he's going to go live. He's going to post it as fact, and that's what it is, because it gets him to his narrative. I can't talk. To his narrative of being the victim. Okay, so the whole thing with Gotcha Man coming into town, man, you should have seen all the awful things that he did. He went to that car dealership and he talked to them all about the cars and how big of idiots Johnny and Melinda are, and the high finance rate they paid, and the whole all this whole shit that they posted online and made public. And he went and he did this, okay? Then not only that, he printed out these flyers that were derogatory towards Johnny, and that asshole Gotcha Man, he put them all around the high school so the daughter's friends would see him and it would be embarrassing and this and that. And that happened. And, he was this and that and this and that. What Johnny is too stupid to know and to realize is, yeah, Gotcha Man went to a car dealership. You know what he did? He went in. He got a price list of all the cars, and he walked out the door. Then he went and he took a photo of a flyer that he made, not to distribute, but to troll your ass that it was up on a pole, Johnny. I got a question. Do you have a photo of a flyer that was posted in town, all over town? You surely have one of them, or a photo of it that's not from his YouTube video. Surely some of the kids from the high school saw it and got one of it. Oh, there's no flyers that were left anywhere? I wonder why. That's what's called a troll, Johnny. And you took the bait. And you roll forward with it. And then not only that, you like to call people rats and this and that these days. That's the same narrative that you built up, that you based the criminal complaint against Gotcha Man on when you filed these charges against him for harassment. Remember all those live streams that you did where you had all the people calling in and the whole, go ahead, that whole ordeal? And then you took all those, you generated the calls, and God, all of them had to have been Gotcha Man calling just to harass you 24/7. Because that's what happened, wasn't it? So it's just the Hippo-Crissy is unreal. And yes, Patty, if you somehow listen to this, I know the word is not Hippo-Crissy. I know it's hypocrisy. I just think it's funny. So yeah, there's that whole thing, and I don't know that any. Maybe they have. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's ever told Johnny any of this stuff, or if he. And again, it doesn't matter. He's not going to grasp the concept because it doesn't fit the narrative that he wants it to fit to. It's just, and he talks about the victim. I like this little video. This is another thing that's just over on my channel. This will show you kind of what you need to know here. It's real short.
But you people are out here acting like you are the victims. The real victim is my daughter, my wife, me. My families are the real victims.
Yeah. So that's not cut up from any kind of audio or anything like that. That's what he said. And speaking of audio, are we good on the audio? Is that fan too much? Do I need to turn it off? Is it? Do you all hear okay? Bueller. I don't know if anybody answered me or not. Well, let's see. Am I showing this one? All right. Da-da-da-da. Okay. Now, the other thing too, and this is I missed a lot of Rusty's live stream, the last one, and I know something came up about Merle's health and May having something, and you know, again, don't quote me, but from what I understand, this is information that was gotten directly from her that she, you know, put out on TikTok. I'm not 100% sure, and again, I'm not celebrating that or anything. I just want to make a comment about it. But real quick, something that I did forget going forward is, let's see. Sorry, my face is freaking killing me. Anyway, whatever. I lost my train of thought. But here he is talking about that particular situation. I thought I had my videos queued up a little bit better. It's really the same damn thing.
And she started back. She'd been off work for the last couple months, and she started back Friday for medical reasons. That's good, Dale.
Actually, I didn't notice it before. Johnny seemed to be a little.
But yeah, like I
over
was
there.
saying though, don't listen to these fools. They're going to try to push the narrative that I'm the type of person that bitches about people going into people's towns and shit. And dude, I never went into nobody's town yesterday. Just because you live in Lexington don't mean I. And you know, the thing about it is old Nug. Somebody sent me a clip of him saying that he don't even live next to Georgetown. So where y'all coming from with this shit? What's the reason for it? Just something to pout about?
What's the reason?
I don't know.
What up, JM?
I don't know about you all.
What up, Hillbilly?
Just for something for clicks and views, I guess. What is that?
All right. Look, Johnny, you make this stuff public. She makes that stuff public. People are going to comment on it, okay? And the difference is between now and then, and I don't know, unless somebody's just truly a piece of shit human, I don't think anybody's out there celebrating that your wife has some sort of sickness, some sort of disease. I don't think, in general, most people are not that evil. But the thing is, you used to talk about Hep C, and you joked about it, you trolled about it. It was this, it was that, and it wasn't shit. All these things, and now when things have come full circle, this is how you want to represent. It's not so fun anymore. It's not, you don't have that same sort of tone about it, and you're talking about how awful these people are. Because that side will do this information and they'll put it out and they don't give a shit. It's all about clicks and views. Johnny, that is you to a T. You're about clicks and views and putting the information out. All right. I don't even care. I don't know if somebody will get upset if I say this. I've had some information about Johnny Merle for a long time. A couple people have seen it. Rusty's seen it. We talked, we looked at it, and we both came to the determination that doesn't need to be published because it's wrong. It's wrong to publish that because there's people that affect that are innocent, and it's just not right. And But here's the difference, man. I know for a fact, I know for 100% fact, if the tables were turned and you got a hold of that sort of information, you would publish that motherfucker before the second page finished printing off the printer. You would already be live and you would already be reading it. And, innocent people be damned, it doesn't matter, because the most important thing that matters there is that you get it out there, you make the splash, you get the views, you get the clicks. I don't think anybody else is really that concerned about it. Nobody else is really concerned about making money on YouTube because there's really not money to be made on YouTube at this type of level. Although, you have pocket watched everybody that gets a donation, and I know you like to count it up and it burns you up, and then you wanted to sue people for a while because they were doing it in your likeness. Remember that? You built all their channels, this and that. Which is another good reminder to let you know that whatever that dude that you recorded behind his back, that did music with Ryan, whatever the redheaded dude, that dude and Ryan made your channel. And just your uncanny ability to be able to be a complete dumbass, and people watch that to see if it's real. Like, it can't be real. Like, let's watch it. And then, people also watch it to make them feel better about themselves. That's where the whole adage, thank God I'm not Johnny Gobble, came from. But, there's a point in time where all of this shit becomes fun and games until it becomes just too much. And again, I don't know. I would like to think that there's not too many people out there that would truly celebrate the fact that, your wife had been diagnosed with something that can particularly kill you sooner than later. I could be wrong, but I know where I stand on that. I wouldn't celebrate that. I wouldn't be happy about that. That's all there is to it. Let's see. So I just wanted to make that point. And it's funny, man, when we used to troll you, we knew it because that is you, dude. That's what you do. We could we could slide you some sort of video on a back street that's 3 minutes long, and it could be whoever you were beefing with at the time. It could be some awful shit about them for the first 2 minutes, and the last minute could have been your deepest, darkest secrets ever that you would never want in the world. And you know what? Nobody would ever. You wouldn't know. You'd be sitting there caught live airing the shit because you're so eager to get the shit out there. I mean, that's just how it is. You can't deny that. What's up, Jen? How you doing? Good morning. Dark Messiah, how are you? Let's see, anybody else sneaking here? Of course, JM. You'll take it too far. Men have something that isn't compatible with living. Oh, Lord. What up, JM? Let's see. Anybody else? Yeah, I didn't know either, Miss Vicky. That's the other thing too. Has he said mental health yet?
Seems like
Let's see.
it's never ending with these people. Yeah, Stacy, everything's fine. No, people want to insinuate, talking shit and all this and that about my wife's health, and them not even know what the fuck's going on. That's the problem, Stacy.
Again, they're just basing it off of her words. You know what I'm saying? What she said apparently on another platform. That's just what I heard. I could be wrong.
How they are. Person has a medical condition, they want to sit and make fun of it. Say it's because of this and because of that's the reason why they got the medical issue.
Well, no,
Y'all are stupid.
it's pretty clear.
Didn't have nothing to do with anything to do with the reason why she was off work because of her. It didn't have nothing to do with her liver. Where these people are coming up with that, I don't know.
But dude, they're coming up with it because your wife said it, dude. I mean, it doesn't. I don't know what else to say. All right, and then fast forward to this little bit here. We had Let's see. About right here.
The one that steals people's wallets and shit. Said, oh, the reason why your daughter come to live with you is because her mother died. She OD'd and died. Laughed about it.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. All right. I don't know if Gotcha Man did that. I'm just going to take a shot in the dark and take a guess. I don't think Gotcha Man would do that. I don't think he would laugh at the pain of your daughter losing her mother due to a drug overdose and think that that's funny. Especially somebody like Gotcha who's in recovery, takes it seriously, knows family and friends that have struggled with addiction. I just don't think that happened. Again, I could be wrong, and I'll say I'll admit I'm wrong if it's
It was our last option.
Technically, it's not.
Technically, it wasn't. She had her own apartment before she moved down here. She was living by herself. We told her to make it easier on her. Come down here and stay with us. Save up your money.
Save up your money. Just have a massive car payment.
I'd rather my daughter stay with us and save up her money and do what she wants to do. Like, she's never have a problem with paying her car payment. Nothing. She pays that on her own. Pays her own insurance, and still has plenty of money to do what she wants to do with. Like hell, she's going to what's that guy's name?
All right. Anyway, that's pretty much the gist of it. Is this, and of course we all know this. This is rinse and repeat. This is all continue to do the same thing over again. That side does this. This side does that. It's just a constant back and forth. And you've got, the bad thing is, just like anywhere else, this dude's going to have supporters that support him and, that say it's the right thing. And, you got to wonder where some of these creatures come from. But, well, the other thing that's unreal is the fact that as far as what would appear to be the entire reason for being on the internet, at least initially, the whole Ryan thing and this and that. Now, all of a sudden, when a lot of people have stopped supporting Ryan for various reasons, now Johnny's supporting him. It just seems like this guy can never be on the correct side of things. And there's nothing wrong with supporting Ryan. I wish nothing but the best for Ryan and what's going on. But it's, at this time, you're defending actions that are, I don't know. That's a whole nother can of worms. But yeah, somebody's always going to support what you say, Johnny. But don't take that as it's the right thing. And hell, I don't know. I could be wrong. Who fucking knows? This is just my opinion. Yeah, Dark Messiah said, "Who gives two shits what Gotcha Man says?" I mean, nobody really. It's just a simple fact. I mean, anybody that likes him, I guess, like what he says. But the simple fact is, I just don't think he would do that. I think he's a better human than laughing at somebody else's death and pain. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'm not going to speak for Rusty, but in that live that he did, when he's talking about Hep C and cirrhosis, whatever, all that stuff, the part that he finds funny and ironic is not the fact of sickness and dying, is the fact that the way that you've handled and approached this subject in the past, and acted like this is nothing and this and that and this and that, and now it's come full circle, and now that it's sunk its teeth in a little bit, oh, we can't, we can't talk about it, or y'all are, y'all done this to my wife, y'all done to my wife. So again, it's the same thing over and over. Where did let's see. Yeah, he also goes on it. He'll start mentioning God here in a minute and talk about, that's not how country folks do it and this and that. God-fearing country man. See what y'all are saying here. Stage 4 colon cancer. I don't see it anywhere online. That's what it just said. Live like you're dying. Yeah, I mean that's the other thing too. It's at some point, and there's people. I mean, this community, most of the communities online, there are trolls. It kind of goes back to the whole hardcore MMA posting those wedding photos. There are trolls. Shit is going to happen, and when you post stuff like that, you open yourself up for that. I got beautiful kids that have done great things and will continue to do great things, but I would never put them on here just because they don't deserve any sort of scrutiny based off of shit that I've said. And if somebody said something about them, I'd be pissed off. So I just, again, you open yourself up for a lot of this stuff by discussing it and publishing your entire life online for people to see, judge, react to, whatever it is. And when you have a reputation of being a complete piece of shit most of the time, don't be surprised when people take shots at you and it gets uncomfortable and you don't like what they're saying. That's all there is to it. And we could dig into the whole thing about my opinion on your daughter and using her as a sympathy shield and this and that. And I think I know the story on who contacted who and how that went down. That's a damn good point, Drew. But you know what? That was racist. When nobody said a damn thing, that's being racist. For those of y'all that don't know, what's happening here is a live stream I was doing with 12-Point one night on his channel. And at the time, they were going back and forth with Mike and Hardcore. And in the community post, he was on something above. And below, he posted photos of his daughter's wedding, and his daughter's young girl, pretty girl. She got married to another guy, or a guy there, happened to be a black gentleman or a mixed fella. And all of a sudden, there was some cross words in the chat. And all of a sudden it turns into, Rich and Mike are racist and this and that and this and that. And it just almost, to me, just my opinion, I could be completely wrong. That's that dude's being uncomfortable. That's his discomfort with the situation for whatever reason. Yeah, that's something for him to work out that he's projecting on somebody else. But, it's, and he talks about, we all know what happened if I see you in person. I come and whip your ass, you fat boy, and sissies, and these men on here have pussies. Nobody can work as hard as me. I'm the hardest working man on YouTube. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, and it's like, I don't know. Tell me how hard you work and tell me how good you are at a troll. You built a damn Barbie doll house in the backyard that you rolled down on a tool shed that Granddaddy rolled down on 2 logs. We made this house a home. You got a bug out shelter in the backyard because when shit hits the fan, the situation in the backyard is much different than it is in the front. You got a DVD player in there. Let's see. Let's just say my doctor told me the FDA just recently approved 2 medications that can heal cirrhosis, aka stage 4, but would imagine since it just came out, it's probably outrageous. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much money there is in. I mean, I'm old enough now to see how. Oh God, here goes the YouTube removes your channel. I think there's certain people, industries, whatever, that are really in control and in power. I don't trust PharmD, or farm industry. I don't trust military defense. It's like I think that there is some sort of cure for cancers out there, but it's too big of an industry fighting it. And it's a good way to kind of control population. People are living too long. Medicine's getting too good. And, you know, not to go down that whole ordeal, but, you know, we can talk about COVID jabs and shit. You know, that's a whole nother thing. What up, Chad? How you doing, man? But again, that's another case in point. Well, I'm going to work. What are you sissies doing today up on YouTube? Y'all seen my tree house? Listen to Adam Calhoun's last night. It was a banger, son. Put out a good one. Oh, man. Where's my buddy Kenny at? He's working. He's hard working. And hey, I'm not saying I have no doubts at all that hardcore MMA is probably a decent dude, and he probably does work his nuts off. I don't know. But the funny part is he doesn't get it. You know, he doesn't understand what's going on. Anyway, I'm not going to try to sit and explain it. Many were likable. That's much. You still 21 dealing, Miss Cajun? I love the game. I've been watching a young kid on YouTube that's Canadian, and he plays for some pretty high stakes money in Vegas. He's usually betting anywhere from 15 to 75,000 a hand. Most places he's got $1 million credit line, and I don't think I could handle those swings that he does. I mean, he'll go down, play for 45 minutes. He might be down. He might be 900,000 into his $1 million credit line, and 2 hours later, he's up 400,000. It's a crazy ordeal. That I determined I don't gamble anymore, and I used to love gambling, and yeah, I kind of put this to somebody the other day. When I went to Vegas, I would typically take $3,000. I would find my dad before I went out there. I'd give him $1,500 and say, hey, if I call you and need money, send me this or whatever. Take it out there, and if I lose $1,500, I start getting real careful with money. If I win, I just pay cash for everything, so there's something to show for it when I went back. But it got to the point where you start having kids, you start having expenses, you start doing certain things, and winning like $2,000 or $3,000, yeah, that's really cool and everything, but it's not life changing. It's not like it's going to change your life. It's not like you're Johnny sitting there holding 2 knots, $12,000, you're going to buy a motorcycle. I mean, it's not. Whatever it is, your life is pretty much the same as it was prior. But so I guess basically the potentially losing a couple thousand and being mad at yourself for doing that kind of outweighs the potential for, winning 10,000 or something, because I'm not going to gamble that much. You do have to gamble a lot to make a lot. So I came to that realization somewhat recently, but I couldn't imagine those swings there and there. But yeah, one time I was with my dad in Vegas, and it's probably the best stretch of blackjack. It was single deck or double deck. I was playing with my dad at the high limit room, and we were just playing. I think it was $100 table, but it's the best we've ever done. And the guy dealing, our dealer said it's probably the best 2 shoes of blackjack he'd ever dealt, and we did very well. It wasn't crazy, but we definitely had too much cash to fly. But midway into when the first shoe ended, guy comes down and sits down with us and gets a marker for a lot of money. It was over $2 million, and he lost it quick. He was at first base. I was at second. My dad's at third. My dad and I couldn't lose. This guy lost his ass, and like it was nothing. And my dad and I were just holding our mouths open, like, what the hell just happened? And the dealer's like, you know who that was? We had no clue, but it was Augie Bush. It was one of the Anheuser-Busch boys. And he said, that's nothing. He'll come. I think he said the night before he had won an obscene amount of money. But yeah, I just could never gamble that much to where I could never keep pressing it to where it would make that much money. Let's see what we got going on. What y'all talking about? Get suckered in when they win for the first time. Yeah. Yeah, but you also got to consider where you're at and look around, and none of that stuff's cheap. And that shit didn't get built on credit. Let's see. I've seen people hit big. Watch all the leeches that start sucking. Yeah. What cracks me up is those guys in West Virginia that win the lottery and, multi-billionaires. It's sad, really. And then 2-3 years later, you look and most of the family's dead from drug ODs and the person's broke and miserable and was probably happier before they won the lottery. Let's see. Spencer still won't get. Oh my God! You leave Spencer alone, Jay. Scratch. It's funny. Like if I'm going to Vegas before I go, I never buy scratch offs because I personally think scratch offs are a tax on the poor. But I know you can win, but whatever. But I usually start playing them like before a trip. You were on roulette last night. First time I ever gambled, I was gambled on a fake ID in was it Biloxi? Is Biloxi the one that's close to Memphis? I went with my dad, and he was going to some sort of like a business meeting, and I happened to see that Dave Matthews was playing at the Pyramid. The Pyramid used to be a sports venue until they turned it into a Bass Pro Shop. Then we got down there, and I was in college, and I made fake IDs at the time. Statute limitations over. My dad looked at me. We checked in. He said, "Son," he's like, "You got a fake ID?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You want to go to a casino?" I said, "Yes, sir." And he gave me like $200. And the worst thing that could have happened, because I think I won $5,000 or $6,000. And I was playing, of all games, I'm playing roulette and picking single numbers at $10 and $25 and hitting them. And that's when I determined that I like to play 17 on roulette and split the zeros, and 17 hit a lot and has continued to hit a lot. But and then I saw that guy gamble a lot. I would see people, some of my dad's friends gamble a lot. But the biggest wins that I've ever seen, I was at a damn, what was it? It was a cigar event for the Fuente family and the Newman family out in Vegas. They opened a store out there, and we had friends from cigar family, like bulletin board, message board. And there's a dude that we knew from Texas that was a chiropractor. And this dude was into playing slots, but he played high limit slots, like $100, $500 a pull, even sometimes $1,000, $1,500 a pull. So imagine every time you crank that thing or hit the button, it's that kind of money. But the difference is, I don't know what the percentage payouts are, but this guy in the same 3-day weekend, he hit two times that was, one of them was over $250,000, and the first one was over 100,000. But again, how much did he feed the machines? If you're playing at 500, 1,000, 2,500 to spin. There's a guy on YouTube here. His name's Vegas Matt. It's pretty entertaining sometimes. They do that. They play for big money. They'll go start out. They'll play a damn $50,000 hand of baccarat, and then they'll play a little blackjack, and then go, pull slots at 500, 1,000, 2,500, 5,000. He's done. It's crazy. Miss Vicky and I work harder than anybody on YouTube. Hell, if y'all are moderating chats over at Mike's, man, hell, there's been a lot of trolls over there last couple times. Let's see. Anybody else say anything? Needle stick at work is all it takes. But if you report it and keep it under control, it shouldn't advance past stage 2. Yeah, but that's assuming you're a responsible individual. Speedy recovery, Cajun. No. You all right, Cajun? Sick of it all. LBVS. What does that stand for? Little bitch vagina syndrome. I don't know what that means. Should always get low liver. Fuck this shit. Yeah. Speaking of lobes, that reminds me, when my dad had lung cancer, do you know that one of your lungs has more lobes than the other? I think one has 2 lobes and one has 3. It's interesting. I was thinking this other day, Miss Vicky, and I couldn't remember. What is the really awesome medical place? It's Johns Hopkins is there in Baltimore, but what's the one that's up near AD? What's the one in what's his state? Minnesota? What's the one that's up there? I think there's one in Florida as well. I just couldn't remember. A brain fart. Let's see. I assume hers is from HEP. I'm trying to see what Cajun said. I'm in stage 2, liver disease. I'm definitely not wishing this on anyone or celebrating because she has it. That'd make me no better than them and what they did to Wade. Yeah, I did notice too. Funny that you said that. I noticed that on Johnny here recently, and y'all know how he stood on that shit with what he said about Wade, and fairly recently, oh yeah, he was a piece of shit, piss on his grave, blah blah, that whole thing. He's doubled down on that, numerous times. Yeah, that's right, Miss Vicky. I know you know Mayo Clinic exactly. What's up, D's Bless? Farrell the Mad, what's up? Good to see you. Thank you, Miss Vicky. Watchers, what's going on? What time can you take us out with some Bob Utah tune? What the hell is that? What is Bob Utah tune? Bob Utah. I have no clue what you're watching or what you're talking about, bud. I missed that one. No, the guy that won the lottery twice. Is that the dude that used to always go up to the strip club in like Huntington or wherever? What's the one they always advertise on the interstates? But like all the strippers robbed him a couple times. Is that the dude you're talking about, Chad? That's the one that, like, his daughter OD'd, like a bunch of family members OD'd. He got robbed a bunch. Didn't he took some exuberant amount of cash to the strip club. And I mean, just imagine this, the stripper stole it. I mean, all right, let's see. So I noticed I was looking at Johnny's wall and he decided to go ahead and post the messages of a dead man to where this is one sliver of the conversation where they decided they were going to be bigger men and put their shit aside and move on. So I guess that's what he wants to push now. So yeah. What's up, Tattoo? How you doing? Some of the people are rolling in. Y'all have to go back and listen, but nothing major. Like I said, I was going to make this just a video and record it in StreamYard. I was like, fuck it, we'll do it live. Different guy. Okay. I know, right, Tattoo? That's freaking crazy. Who would have thought? I mean, that is their job, is to deplete your pockets of anything that you have walked in with. You're talking about an ex-sheriff? That's funny. Hey, man, sheriffs need strip clubs too. I saw something up here. Oh, I don't know if one other thing. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to this whole thing with the Lego controversy that's going on. Mike talked about it, so he got me kind of intrigued on the whole topic, and I started looking into it. And there's apparently, Lego's always been a big ordeal and expensive. Matter of fact, when my dad passed away and I was helping Mom clean out her house, there were still a lot of Lego sets, or a few that my sister and I had. And all of those would have been from the mid to late 80s. And they were expensive then. Some of the price tags were still on it from like Hills. Y'all remember Hills? And I couldn't believe, that $40 back in those days, and it wasn't like that big of a set. But anyway, the short of it is there's a dude that had one of the biggest or the largest Star Wars Lego collection out there, and he got sick and decided to sell his collection to aid with some of his medical bills. Supposedly somewhere around $250,000 in Legos, 200,000, 250, and he took it for everything to be consigned at a retail chain store called Bricks and Minifigs. So like Lego bricks and minifigures, and it's just been a crazy controversy. Going forward, the people that owned the franchise ended up being stripped of the franchise or gave up their franchise or something. And, this was in the middle of them holding this massive inventory that the consigner was never paid for. So now it has become a massive game of who can we blame? So corporate, of course, blamed the old franchise owners. And from what I gather, the new franchise owners that took over, the two partners, are somehow involved in the corporate structure of that entire Bricks and Minifig store. And this one guy, it's a YouTuber. His name's Ben. Miss Vicky knows it. I know it's something Ben, Crazy Ben, Reckless Ben. Made it his job to go and try to help this gentleman get his Legos back. And he reminds me of me, like just find loopholes to screw with these people. And although it all being legal and above board, this is out in Utah, and the business owners are big in the LDS Mormon church, and apparently the cops are Mormon, and the cops have done, really questionable shit. And where I've gotten to in the process is the cops making their statement about a lot of the body cams that were released. And even in that statement, they are factually lying. I mean, it's kind of unreal. And not only that, but they've redacted so much of the audio from the encounters with the kids. And in my mind, and again, of course, you're biased to the viewer and you're biased to the underdog, but it doesn't look like the YouTuber's done a single thing wrong. Yeah, they did, and I thought that was a good play by that kid to capitalize on that. They had one of the brothers from the church go and try to talk to him and say, hey, this isn't right. That's not Christ-like. This is not a good example. And yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Oh, stage 3 Karmer. That's Karmur. The wheels on the Karmer liver must go round and round. Yeah, I saw that, Christy. I saw they'd raised. I think when I looked, it was like $300K. But yeah, Reckless Ben. There you go. I'll grab the link in a minute if Miss Vicky doesn't grab it and post it for y'all. But I guess there's 3 videos out now. There's part 1, but currently part 2 and part 3 are on what's that platform that is like support a creator? Shit, I can't remember it off the top of my head. It's one of those communities that has chat. It's like a private YouTube for your supporters. Y'all know what that thing's called? I'm only 20 comments behind. Well, I like to scroll up there, JM. That one's not 20, is it? Hell no. I'm out of practice. Oh, links up there. I appreciate it. Miss Vicky. Patreon. There you go, Christy. That's it. See, now I'm going back up to see what I missed. Let's see. You never look at Mormons and say, shit, I watched there's a documentary on Netflix about Mormons. Well, about a dude that's Mormon, and that dude that got in trouble, that Jessup's, Warren Jessup's. I think it was all involving childhood brides, sexual assault, shit like that. In the wake of his absence, there was a guy in the church that decided, he was chosen by God. It's like Martin Speaks, and this dude's that dumb too, but he somehow got all these young girls convinced that he was, Christ or whatever. And he's got, it was crazy. It was disgusting. He he ends up getting these guys from the church that are somewhat influential. And this guy was a nobody in the church. And I mean, these guys that are sitting there that are adults, that are fathers and husbands, are grooming their 11, 12, 13-year-old daughters and allowing them to have sex with this guy that says he's the damn chosen one or some shit. I mean, how disgusting is that? And this guy, man, you just want to choke him. The dude that's acting as the chosen one, he cries on camera because he said it was so hard to watch some of the other men have sex with his girls, that are like 13. That dude deserves a special place in hell. Religion is dangerous. People do a lot of evil shit in the name of religion. I don't like that. But yeah, dude. I mean, it's crazy shit like that, though. It's absolutely insane. And this one documentary that I watched it's a lady that's not part of the LDS group there, and she befriends this family and these young girls, and I guess they somewhat gain her trust, and she's the one that blows the whistle and had been for quite some time with the local PD, which the guys seem to care, but it's just like the burden of proof that was needed was just insane. And finally, they got a lady from the FBI involved, and once the FBI got involved, good call. Thanks for correcting that, Farrell. Yeah, it was Warren Jeffs, and it's FLDS, not LDS. And I'm too big of a dumbass to know the difference in the two. I know they all originate with John Smith, don't they? In Book of Mormon somehow. But yeah, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. That's why, Muslims, that's why they fucking should be watched. And look, there's a lot of peaceful Muslims, but anytime you use God as your reason for jihad, for war, and you start doing things in the name of God, you don't think you're wrong. And that's a recipe for disaster. Look at all these people that are, obsessed, that think that they're God. And like I said, when you do things for God, if you're on a holy mission, hell be damned, you're going to accomplish whatever you're doing. Hey, Christy, it's good seeing you. Have a good one. What up, Cardiac? You on break? By the way, Cardiac, we got online last night. Didn't get on there till late. Farmed some more snitch scanners, leg day, and Pat. We ended up going in with about 60. But I missed a lot of the shit, dude. I sucked at doing it, but we still got like 45,000 points. Something like that. Carol said, apparently the cops got hacked, and the links to the videos were available for a short time. Holy shit. Unredacted? Yeah, it was nuts. Like the dude called the law on one of them and said the kids looked like they were on heroin. And these kids are not on heroin. These are the straightest edge kids you've ever seen. Just good trolls. That's me too, Cardiac. Appointed by multiple people as the fence rider. Priorities first in the Gobble House. That's right. Got to get that motorcycle. Jeez. All right, so the link's up there. Appreciate it. Here, I'll find it and pin it. What's up, Chainsaw? Good to see you, man. The problem is, yeah, he could, but the problem is he's not smart enough. So he's too dumb to get people to follow him. But that is the type of person. Civil rights lawyers channel is showing him. Yeah, I saw some of that, but it's really taken on kind of this whole cult following almost. Get listed. Are you talking about Gabe's list? Yeah, I did. I don't know what I was listed for. I haven't seen it personally, but yeah, I'm on there. Indo-Iranians are the real Aryans? I don't know. Shit. I can't sit here and pretend like I know what's going on in the world. Other than some straight of fucking, how do you say it, vermouth, like the alcohol. I just kind of have taken on this. I don't know. Ignorance is bliss sometimes. And I mean, it's not like you can do anything about the war or whatever's going on. Imagine how dumb his followers would feel. Well, you have to be of somewhat of a lower intelligence level I don't know. That's not true. You can't get brainwashed, especially if there's love involved, I guess. What's up? Peng, P-E-N-G. Let me try to find that link so I can pin it. But yeah, thanks for correcting me on that, Farrell. Does anybody know the difference between FLDS and LDS? What is it? It's Latter-day Saints, isn't it? And then FLDS is obviously something Latter-day Saints. I remember somebody trolling Martin back when he was living in Pennsylvania, and as to wanting more information on LDS lifestyle. I wonder if the Mormons went and tried to go on mission at his house. The old dudes with the tight shirts and ties on their bicycles showed up. The Sam and Johnny Wallet song. Hunty Johnny has to sell the bike. I mean, that's next month's problems, bro. We're rich this month. It ain't a tax return either, guys. Let's see. Where the hell is I don't know. I can't find it. Speak of the devil, you start talking about that idiot. Here's Isaac. And actually, it was not Isaac. It was not Isaac that had the Mormons called, or the Scientology guys. I think, yes, you don't want to wish anything like that on somebody, but we're at 1,200 cc's now, and I've almost seen 2 crashes filming, talking to a chat and talking to YouTube on a 600 cc bike or 750, whatever the shadow is. What time is it? Shit, I got to get going. But yeah, just real quick, go back and watch the beginning if you want. They had a good crowd here for no notice in the morning. I think there was 55 or so people in here at one time. I appreciate y'all coming. It come out of nowhere, guys. Buy a bike. Oh man. All right. Y'all try to have a good week. And thanks for stopping by. And we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.